Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back. We have been away for a week or maybe a little bit more than that. But we're back now. So I wanted to have a little short conversation about fear
That's a good one.
and why what is the kind of some of the things that cause that, and how sometimes well, not how sometimes, but maybe sometimes it might drive us to do things that we might not normally do. And what do we think about that? I mean, as a motivator, is that something is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it nothing one way or the other? What do
Well,
you think?
I don't know. I think that in the truest, most ancient way, fear, the feeling of fear, and that acting as a motivator of that can keep us safe and alive. If we fear something that is clearly an imminent danger, that's a good thing to have, right? Because then that impels us to do something about it. To save ourselves. I think that I think it's very different when it's a fear not based in any imminent danger. That's kind of the concerning one.
Well, it would also, you'll have to excuse the airplane. We're clearly in a flight pattern here.
Yes, we live in a flight pattern.
Say what you just said, because that
Well,
plane distracted me.
yeah, no, I was just saying that, fear, the word fear and how we have that in the truest sense, just in our prehistoric self, is a great thing to keep ourselves alive. When we have a reasonable fear of some imminent danger, then that propels us to move or to fight back or to do something about that imminent danger. But I think the problem is, there's we have sort of an anxious fear, and there is no imminent danger, and that's what we have to examine. Like, why am I feeling fear and anxiety around something when intellectually it's like, there is no imminent danger to me, but yet I'm having this response or feeling of fear. So,
Well, okay. But I think there might also be, it's how can you really kind of formulate anything logically, I think, if you're operating from a place of fear.
I think that's true.
I think it makes it very difficult to look at the whole picture and really kind of get a good plan in place.
I agree, because I think fear again is kind of one of those primal, ancient feelings or responses, emotions, that do sort of distract you from everything else, your intellect and sometimes reasoning, because you're in fear, and that's kind of that fight or flight sort of response that does hijack the taking your time and thinking and assessing kind
There's
of thing.
some sort of word for that.
Like parasympathetic response.
Or, yeah, it escapes me now, but there's some sort of word for that. But I think that
Are you thinking of like maybe a reflexive response?
Yeah,
Fear?
well, I think that, yeah, in that sense, but no, not the word. The word is something else. I can't, it escapes me, but I'll come back to it if I remember it. But I'm tempted to just say that it's, again, I think, hard to get a good game plan together. So I mean, I
You mean
you
like
know,
when fear is kind of coloring everything or sort of
kind of has you
and
in its grips, and so sometimes choices that are made are not, might not be the best, and then you kind of have to deal with those outcomes
yeah.
based on that. And I don't know. I just started really thinking about that, and how it does kind of have a ripple effect, if one person is coming from and acting from a place of fear, and what that actually looks like, and then how that affects someone else. Almost like a domino or chain reaction.
Right. It's like we all then sort of create a fear or anxiety in people around us because of our fear-based actions. Maybe is that what you're kind of thinking of?
Well, no, I don't know that we create it, but I certainly think that there's an energy that then begs a response from whoever's receiving that, or whoever it's directed to, or so there's that.
Do you have anything in mind that you're thinking of? I mean, I thought you were finishing a sentence there, but
No, I mean, I mean, it's a really kind of a, there are some real situations, but then I think it's philosophical. I mean, it really, you think about how are you going to attack, how you're going to attack a problem, or, something that you're working through. Are you going to come from a place of strength and and power, just kind of like marshal the troops, your own troops, not literally, not like army troops, but like your, your fortitude, all the things that you have,
oh, okay.
you know, or are your are or what you are your actions really just kind of a reflex
Or like
to somebody else.
a reaction to
Yes,
something else.
right. So,
Well, then that's kind of like edging over into the thing about like reacting as opposed to responding. You know, like the idea that a reaction is sort of an emotional, sometimes fear-based reaction as opposed to a response, which we think of as sort of being more thought, formulated and thought out compared to like a reaction.
right. Or I go back to my plan, having a plan. So, I guess that's, just something I've been really thinking about.
Well, and I think that it's really nice if we can recognize recognize when we're having fear or anxiety, and that's what is causing us to react, or sort of washing whatever we're doing in sort of a bath of fear. To be able to examine that is a gift. And sometimes it's hard to examine it when you're actually in it, but it's good to have that self-realization, that check-in, even if it's afterwards. Because we learn from that too, when we recognize what really triggers that in us, what are the things that make our normally intellectual sort of reasoning self have this heightened sense of fear or anxiety. So these days it's really good to have that as a skill, that self-examination.
Yeah. It sure is.
Yeah.
There's probably some control thing in there as well, but I think that might be for another discussion at this time of night.
I think you're getting sleepy. I am too.
Well, it's been a day, and there'll be another one coming tomorrow.
Yeah. You mean another day coming tomorrow?
Yep.
Yes, we certainly hope so. The plan is for the sun to rise in the east.
And on that note, with that prediction, I think we will close our eyes at just a moment and go to sleep.
Sweet dreams, everyone.